Yay! Yay! It's officially been exactly 1 year since I started doing YouTube! Yeah! Ignore those. Those don't count. I was in high school, I didn't know how to analyze shit, and my editing software was so shit, I had to screen record to export the video. So no, those don't count. I'm talking about a year since I posted my Mabel video. That says November. I'm 2 months late. Thank you, Megamind Video, for taking so long. Whatever. Who cares that I'm late? The point is, it's been a year since I started YouTube. And a lot has happened in the last year. I had severe food poisoning, 4 UTIs, a severe asthma attack, an ear infection, hives despite not being allergic to anything, the flu, and several colds. This is all true, my doctors get annoyed by seeing me, and my pharmacists no longer need to ask for my name. I also got a new computer that actually properly renders! Yay! No more editing on a shitty, old MacBook Air! Yeah, this isn't a Viking funeral, they just do that. Let's see. What else important happened in the past year? Holy fuck! There's a lot of you here. Wow. Thank you? I'm honored. I know that in the grand scheme of things, that's really not a lot, but like, picture 4,000 people all in a room together. That's a lot of people. And you're all here to watch me. That's a weird feeling. I guess I should reward you? How do people do this? Draw my life? Dated. Some big project? Not after that fucking Megamind video. No. Questions. I'll let you give me questions. 4 months ago. Okay, well, I should probably start with the writing-based questions, since I'm assuming that's what you're here for. There's only one. Yes, really. Clearly, it must be a good one, though, since I got it asked twice. Before I answer it, though, I technically did get a second writing question. However, I accidentally deleted it instead of liking it. So if that was you and I deleted your question under the video, I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna make a video talking about that anyways. Anyways, both That One Raven and Bingle Dingle ask about tips for writing characters. Oh, this is gonna be a long one. How to write a character. I love this question because it's one of my favorite parts of writing. There are many things needed for a character to function, starting with the most important, the character arc. In order for a character to function at all, they need an arc, which is generally formatted by the want, need, and lie. I've already covered this in a video, so I'll talk fast. Want is your character's motivations and the most important thing. It's the thing that they literally want. If you're having trouble understanding what that is, they sing about it in every single Disney movie. Lie is the lie the character believes in. Usually, although not always, it's about the want or the need, or some character flaw that they have. The need is how you complete your character arc. When your character finally overcomes their great flaw and with their mind cleared, they finally realize what it was they actually needed instead of what they wanted. This is usually how you can pull a theme out of a film. Of course, there are different types of character arcs as well. It's not necessarily set in stone. Technically speaking, no writing rules are set in stone, they're just meant to help you, but they can be very difficult to break successfully. Anyways, you have positive character arcs where the character improves over time and overcomes some flaw and learns some great big lesson by the end. Negative character arcs is where a character gets worse over time, usually meant to be a cautionary tale of some sort, rather than a moral we can learn from. And neutral character arcs? Okay, so remember when I said that a character arc was the most important thing? Like 2 seconds ago? Well, that is still true. Some amount of change is necessary in your story, otherwise it will be stagnant and boring. However, you don't necessarily have to have every single character have an arc. You can have villains that refuse to change, or even main characters who are already stable in their beliefs, but perhaps there's other characters whose beliefs they change. This is the neutral character arc. Of course, character arcs are not always stable in one direction or the other. They can be more complicated than that. Sometimes you have a story where a character is worse, having a negative arc, but then after the midpoint, which is usually where the story has some kind of turn, they start going positive again. It's all very complicated and malleable to the kind of story that you want to tell. But obviously, a character arc is not the only thing a character needs. Arguably, one of the most important things that I did not mention in my Moana video is the character's why. This is something that goes along with the want. It's the backstory, the reason why they want what they want. It's important to understand to make their audience root for their character. If we have an understanding of where their motivations come from, we're more likely to want them to get it. Your characters are also going to need both flaws and good traits. The balance of the kind of good traits is really up to you. They could be kind and helpful to all, or their quote-unquote good traits could literally just be that they are entertaining. It's not necessarily a positive thing about them, more so a reason for the audience to like them. Technically, this could also be avoided entirely if you're going for a character people are meant to hate. And the character's flaw is probably the hardest thing to write. Now, a character can have many flaws, as many as you want, but when it comes to an arc, yes, I'm on that again, it usually focuses on one main flaw. Usually, although not always, that flaw is somehow tied to the want, need, and lie. It's something that blinds them from being able to see what they actually need. Something that gives them a belief system that makes them delusional enough to believe in the lie. And once the flaw is resolved, they see the truth. There's also, of course, the character's personality, which is the hardest thing to do in my opinion. If you've never written characters before, then the best way to start is to literally just ask yourself random questions about them. What's their favorite color? What's their favorite animal? What's their favorite school subject? What is their gross habit? What is their pet peeve? How do they feel about turtles? Where'd they go on their first date? What's their favorite part of a car? Do they like matcha? If so, why? How much chuck does a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, what do they like to eat for breakfast on a Tuesday? When they were 5, did they like math or not? What kind of drink do they enjoy with their chocolate chip cookies? What board game makes them rage the most? If they hypothetically had to shove themselves in a tiny closet with chronic knee pain for around an hour or so, how would they stop their knees from hurting? How would they stop their knees from hurting? Please, I need to know. Learn as much information as you possibly can about them. Then, once you have that, start to spend time with them. Write short scenes with just that one character, or maybe 1 or 2 other characters in it. This is all going to help you with their personality, their mannerisms, how they talk, how they move, what they do when they feel certain emotions. Looking at just a quick example. I'm trying to go fast. I swear, there are other questions. I promise I will answer other questions. Zuko's want is to get the Avatar so he can return home and restore his honor. This want puts him in direct conflict with the main characters, making him an antagonist. The why is that his family was abusive and hated him and basically brainwashed him. They made him desperate for their love and kicked them out for a BS reason, blaming it on honor, making him desperate to get that honor back. His flaw is twofold. He is constantly angry and depressed, and he's desperate in pleasing his family. Those flaws cause him to develop the lie that going home to his family will make him happy and less angry. A lie that comes crashing down after he gets everything he wants. False victory! And he's still angry, in fact angrier than ever. It makes him realize his need. He needs to let go of his family and stand on his own. Now, Zuko is a little more complicated than that because he comes from a TV series, which means there are individual episode arcs, and since it's semi-serialized, the overarching narrative, and there are moments he gets better and moments he gets worse, and it's all very complicated, and I've taken up 2 pages with 1 question. I have no more time to get into this! Was that really the only writing question? I could have sworn there was another writing question. I feel like there was one about dialogue, but I don't see it here. Did I delete 2 questions? Did I delete 2 out of 3 of the writing questions accidentally? I don't know. I actually can't be certain. Okay, I'm just gonna answer the question about dialogue here. If you asked it, I'm sorry. And if you don't exist, I guess I'm also sorry. From what I remember, it was, how to write dialogue. You know how they say if you want to draw, you should look at other artists' work? Well, if you want to write dialogue, you should listen to good dialogue. Listen to dialogue that you like. Listen to the way people around you talk. Eavesdrop on people. Yes, I'm being serious. Actually sit around and listen to people's conversations. For example, all of my dialogue sounds just 5% like Gravity Falls, because that's what I was into when I got started writing. Dialogue is very difficult because it has a natural flow to it. It should sound like people talking, but at the same time, every line needs to have purpose to it. A joke making the audience feel something, telling something about the plot or the characters. And the best dialogue is able to have multiple purposes with each line, while also keeping that same natural flow to it. It's very difficult to master and very tricky to explain. Perhaps one day I will find an excuse to make a video about it. I don't really make videos unless something possesses my body and I just start typing or ranting, which probably explains like most of my scripts. But yeah, that's the best advice that I was given about dialogue, and it's the best advice that I could give you about dialogue. So, now for the personal questions! After all, how are we supposed to form this parasocial relationship if you don't know anything about me? I'm just kidding, please don't do that. Andrew Jeem, 1859, asks, what's your wildest opinion about any piece of art, book, TV series, or anything else? I guess this is also kind of a writing question and kind of not. I guess I'll get more specific. The horror genre is shit right now, and it has been for many years. Not you, you're fine. But some of the best horror I have seen, stuff that actually scares me, comes from either video games, podcasts, or YouTube. I think there's a reason for each of them as well. Video games give you the control, literally forcing you to experience the horrors yourself. Podcasts have the benefit of no visuals, which is normally a hard thing to work around, but in horror, everything in your head is always going to be scarier than what you can actually see. So if the whole thing is in your head, you get it. And YouTube, despite being the closest to film and having none of the advantages of the other two, it has an advantage of its own. It's the internet, and anyone can post there. YouTube offers a level of realism that cannot be experienced in any other form. Plus, since there are no producers or companies, the creators have complete control over everything they produce, meaning everything is more creative. And also, Deltarune is better than Undertale! Neo0950 asks, I don't know much beyond that Digital Circus video, but from what you said, Loki's your favorite character, right? Could you elaborate on why that is? I need therapy. Scarlet Train 6757 has a few different questions. They ask, nah, I'm just kidding. Did you really think I wouldn't take the excuse to talk about Loki? Who do you think I am? Obviously, I like Loki, because... You know, now that I think about it, I don't actually think I know. You know, I've been tossing this question around in my head for weeks. Something about 4 months, actually. And Jesus Christ, 4 months. And the answer has been difficult. I mean, there's the obvious. He's hot, he's extremely evil, and that's fun. He's hilarious, he's hot. Tom Hiddleston's performance is always incredible. He's sad, he's tragic, he's emo, he's pathetic, and I feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh yeah, he's hot. But after lots and lots of thinking, I think I finally figured out why I like Loki on a deeper level. See, in my opinion, the best superheroes are symbols of hope. It's your Superman using his power for good when he could easily not. It's Spider-Man getting back up no matter what. Superheroes represent the indomitable human spirit. They are the best of us, the spark of hope that keeps shining even in the darkest of times. And I think Loki is that as well. Okay, yes, he's not the most obvious symbol, but I think when he is at his best and most interesting, he is still hope, just in a different way. He's hope for redemption. Redemption to us seems like such an impossible task, especially for someone who is so consistently evil and has done such terrible things. Redemption is a crazy cycle of constantly getting better and worse again. But the fact that in his best stories, both in the films and the comics, he manages to actually do it? He manages to go from a pit of self-loathing so deep he hurts others to fill it, to self-love and self-acceptance. And that's beautiful and inspiring. and that's hope. And everyone should go and watch my video on Loki in the comics because it's literally my favorite one I've made, and f***ing no one watched it. Scarlet Train 6757 has a few different questions. They ask, what's your favorite food? Rolled gold pretzels. No, I'm not joking. My first year of college was the COVID year. Yeah, that therapy bit was not a joke. And that meant that I got a whole dorm room to myself, social distancing and all. But it meant that I got a bunch of extra furniture, enough for 3 people, including extra drawers. And you know what I did with one of them? Pretzel drawer. I ran out in a few weeks. I really like rolled gold pretzels. Only rolled gold. This is not me being a shill. This is not me being, like, sponsored by Rolled Gold, although I guess I'll become Markiplier for a moment. Rolled Gold, if you want to sponsor me. I actually genuinely only eat Rolled Gold pretzels. I think every other brand is too dry. What music do you like? This one's a bit harder. I listen to music from all over the genre scale, from dad rock to Cuphead fan songs. I like anything that's catchy. The era, genre, singer, or language doesn't really matter as much to me. Although I will say my favorite band is Set It Off. Here's a pic from when me and my roommate stood around for 9+ hours just to see them live. I spent $50, got to see several groups, and was right up against the stage. Take that, people whose favorite bands are more well-known! Is your little avatar a self-insert, OC, or some other persona? It's not an OC, it's a me! Although I will say, even though I draw myself like this, it's not exactly accurate to how I look, which I guess should be pretty obvious, but it's even more far off than you think. I'm not a demon, as far as you know. I don't have any eye problems. I have many other medical problems, and my colors are like this. And I recently cut my hair short too, so that's not even accurate anymore. I do own lots of sweatshirts though, that part's true. The Pierce 4 asks, I'm personally very interested in what the thought process behind your Sona is. I find the X around the eye really cool, along with the color palette being very pleasing to look at. Just generally wondering if there's any reason to any of the design choices, or if they're just personal preference. Still very cool either way. Ah, yes. Let me reveal the dark and dramatic and terrible secret behind why I draw myself like this. I thought it looked cool. I suppose I can give you some detail. The first time I drew her was when I spent 3 hours on a piece I hated and then immediately took 20 seconds to draw this doodle that I loved. Ain't that how it usually goes. Anyways, then I started drawing her like this because I thought it was good, and I kept drawing it over and over again. Even when I finally went digital, I still kept drawing her. And then one day I thought, why the fuck is my Sona so boring? Everyone else has a more interesting Sona. So then I sought to make her less boring, and I was deciding between a demon and a glitch. Ain't that how it usually goes? And, here we are. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I guess considering the whole YouTube thing, I probably should have picked the glitch. But hindsight's 20/20, so. WillVale8625 asks, what was your first fandom? I do not remember. Probably Gravity Falls. Your favorite fandom? And have you written any fan fiction? No. Sorry, I've never been a fan fiction person, really, which I know is weird considering everything. My fanfiction experience starts and stops at My Immortal. So no, I don't have an AO3 or a Wattpad or a fanfic.net or whatever other freak site you freaks are on for you to snoop through. But if I were to write fanfic, it would be about Loki. Hey, so actually, I just remembered that that's a fucking lie. I totally forgot about this until just now, but there were a couple times during college where me and my friends, who were all also screenwriting majors and also all nerds, and we would get together and have fanfic night where we would each present a fanfic script that we had written, and then we'd read them all, and we'd have to guess whose was whose. So yeah, I guess technically I've done that. Paper Mr. McGuller Guy 7957. I got it. I did it. Anyways, they asked, are you working any creative projects? We'd love to see. Why did I do that? So much. There's so much. But since I already threw her out there last time, I may as well talk about her. Okay, so, I then proceeded to try and pitch this script that is very much so still a work in progress. And it was, how do I put this without being crass? Shit. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. I swear I'm better at pitching than that normally, but now I just don't feel like it anymore. Cause this video is taking forever to edit. So, here you go. Here's just the first scene instead. You're welcome. Pause to read if you care. I don't know. Okay, these questions are getting kind of long. Let's do a quick lightning round. What's a weird or campy movie that you'd recommend? Shorts. What's your favorite video game? Deltarune, Undertale, and Breath of the Wild. Favorite movie? Megamind. Favorite story? The Count of Monte Cristo. Yeah, I bet you weren't expecting that one. What's a specific or tropey character arc you always love to see in media? Examples too, please! Do you f with Will Wood? Is it that obvious? And also Japanese quail? Okay, I've never heard of Japanese quail. Let's go find out if I f with Japanese quail. Japanese... Yes, you're getting me searching up the thing as well. Japanese quail. Wait, do you just mean like the bird? I thought this was a band. I thought this was a band. I thought, because you were asking about Will Wood, I thought Japanese quail was a band. Is this just a bird? Japanese. I can't type. Quail. Band. No! There's no band! Was it a typo? No! Do you f with Japanese quail? I guess I'll Google what a Japanese quail. Japanese quail. Yeah, I mean, it's a bird. Joke's on you. I like pretty much every bird. I think birds are funny. I'm very confused about this question, though. I really thought the Japanese quail, it just sounded like a band name. I really thought it was a band name that I never heard of. This is embarrassing.
Band name called it.
What's your favorite animal? Oh, I love so many, but I do love dogs. And also turtles. And apparently also Japanese quail. What's your favorite bird? Crows! They're so silly and so me. I too love shiny things and bread. And I guess apparently I also like Japanese quail. What is happening? What's your favorite flower? White roses. What's your favorite bug? I'm sorry, I'm not a big bug fan. I really don't like tiny legs. But I guess pillbug.
I wish I was a pillbug.
So I could turn into a bug. What's the movie you'd consider the most underrated? I think I might have mentioned this before, but I actually really like Thor: The Dark World. Like, unironically. I rewatch it all the time. Yes, I will make a video about it one day, probably far off in the future. But since I've said that one before, I'll throw you a bone. I also like Iron Man 3. Yes, even that part of Iron Man 3. I think it's an excellent exploration of Tony's character, and I actually like it more than the second one. And since we're already in Disney Plus, I think all of the COVID Pixar movies are underappreciated, especially Turning Red. God forbid a tween girl be a little cringe. And throw in one more random one. Shorts. Okay, I guess those last two were kind of yappy, and I spent a long time on the Japanese quail, so I guess the lightning round is over, and and has been over for a while. HoloLinks3965 asks, how does one develop an art style? And how does one learn how to develop an art style? Aww. There's an art question. You think I'm that good at art?
We love you, King!
Shut up.
I don't know. Sorry. Unfortunately, I am still working on that myself. Oh, how I crave stylization, yet fear it as well. But I won't leave you completely helpless. One thing I've learned recently, while I was definitely not doodling at work because I was bored, you should never be doodling at work and should always be just working, is that drawing with a ballpoint pen and piece of paper can be extremely helpful. It forces you to not focus on mistakes because it's permanent. It's good practice for loosening up and making smooth motions and for line weight. Of course, because you can't undo mistakes, that does sometimes mean you'll draw shit. But you know, sometimes you get something really nice out of it. Guys, I shouldn't have done movie suggestions. This was a bad plan on my part. This was a terrible idea. See, I, foolishly, assumed that people would look at my taste and give me things that were campy, or weird, or extremely niche. Something kind of bad, just to make me suffer. A little bit. But no. Mitchell's versus the Machines. Flow. Prince of Egypt. Guys, I've seen these. Don't get me wrong, these are all great movies that I loved. I'm so glad that my audience has wonderful taste. But I've seen these movies. Okay, see, here's what I mean. Something unknown, something weird, something that's gonna make me cry for several hours. I have already seen it, though. Great movie! Fantastic movie. Oh, Happy Gilmore. You've probably already seen it, though. Oh, actually, I haven't. Maybe I'm the problem. The only thing I know about this movie is that it's about golf. Oh, and Adam Sandler's in it. That's the other thing I know. That was definitely the best movie about golf I've ever seen. It also is the only movie about golf I've ever seen, which technically speaking also makes it the worst movie about golf I've ever seen. Oh, here's another one I haven't seen. Finally, Zombieland. Oh no. I hate zombies. Illness, apocalypses, existentialism, mass death, they all really freak me out. So, I have a feeling that, just based on the cover of this one, I'm gonna cry. I can't wait to see her style improve. Look at that. Look at it! But you know, there is a balance to it. You don't have to do all art all the time or no art any of the time. Don't throw those away.
You can throw these out too.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare throw those away! Together, your power is stronger than ever. Runner up! Yay! If these two don't become famous mangaka, I'm gonna riot! Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh! Oh no! Oh no! What's wrong? I don't understand! Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! This is also like the first thing I'm doing after I woke up. It's like, the sketchbooks! It's like the first thing in the morning. It is way too early for this. so why would you do that to me? How dare you? Okay, see, this one will be good for me because I don't usually do rom-coms. So this will be fun. I'm sorry, did you just say the nerd alert?
Is there a problem?
And you're playing the fucking trombone? I played the trombone! You're the biggest nerd in this room! Is this our love interest? Is this our love interest? Oh my god, this is our love interest! Kiss each other! Kiss each other! I want these two to be best friends also. Even though I'm assuming they're going after the same girl, I want them to be best friends. Yeah! Be best friends! Best friends! Best friends! Best friends! Okay, this is stalking at this point, guys. Guys, this is stalking at this point. This is stalking at this point. I'm just a girl bursting into the restaurant. What's your plan here, dude? Just to have your ghostwriter flirt with your wife eventually, like down the road? Oh no, my wife wants to have sex. I'll ask my ghostwriter what to do. You cannot be worse than these three. These are seniors! Fucking seniors! You cannot be. Why are you so bad? You sound like sixth graders. You cannot be worse than those three. Oh, you have to go on after him. Have you broken up with your boyfriend yet? Or do you just have two boyfriends? What is the story there, girl? Uh-oh. What did they do to her piano? I'm so afraid. Did they break school property? You know you could get in serious trouble if you actually broke the piano. I knew somebody who got expelled for breaking the window to the tuba room. I cannot imagine how much trouble you would get in for breaking the piano. Because that's expensive as fuck. Uh-oh. They totally did, didn't they? They broke a string. It's so expensive. They totally broke a string! Oh my god, that piano is so expensive! Those boys are gonna be in so much trouble. Because that band director is gonna immediately recognize something is wrong with that piano. Somebody has set up that string, or broken the string, and I'm gonna kill whoever did it. I'm gonna kill whoever messed with the instruments. You are dead. Uh-oh, he's gonna be like, I'm in love with you, actually. He's cleaning up! Sweetie. What a sweetheart. He's taking care of his drunk friend! This is such a good friend. Best friends! Best friends! She's so into you, girl. Kiss each other! You know, it's strange. You kind of remind me of him in a weird way. Oh my god, wait, they scored for the first time in 15 years? What? Not a single point in 15 years? What the fuck, dude? Oh my god! I've completely flipped on him. I want to punch him in the face. You dumbass! You idiot boy! You stupid, stupid boy! No! I was rooting for you! We were all rooting for you! I mean, not boy thinks she's in love with him. I can't believe it. He spent this whole time being so desperate to go after Aster, and then was like, oh, actually, I'm gonna throw all that away and cheat on her. Okay? A gay? A singular one? Threw all that away. Uh-oh. Do not leave that. Oh my god. You idiot. Oh! No! No! Oh my god, no! Oh my god, no! This is the misunderstanding of a century. But like, what was I saying? I completely forgot. Oh, you threw all that away, all that work, all that effort to get with a girl you wanted so desperately bad you were willing to pay money for just to kiss her. Oh, who is that one person? That one person that's out of tune? It's you in the front, isn't it? You're the one who's tone deaf. Shut up! Let everyone else sing pretty.
This little lady.
Is he gonna fucking propose? I swear to God. No! No! And I would be so offended too if I found out that I was getting all these romantic letters, and if I found out that the whole time it was actually a fucking ghostwriter the entire time. Oh God, now I want gyoza. Oh, I love gyoza. If I found out the whole time it was a fucking ghostwriter writing for me, I can hear the gyoza cooking. He's gonna run after that train. He better. You better do the right thing. Run after that train. There he is. I see him. That was fucking incredible. I knew nothing about this movie except for the poster and the title. And based on those things, I knew it was a rom-com. But I was like, and I'm not usually too into rom-coms. I don't watch a lot of rom-coms. I do watch them sometimes, but not a lot of the time. And I could tell it was a teen rom-com too. So I was like, this is not gonna be good. This is gonna suck. This is gonna be boring. This is gonna be a tall girl, and I'm gonna laugh at it. Great movie to laugh at, by the way, Tall Girl. But no, that was a fantastic movie. That had me giggling and kicking my feet the whole time. Great recommendation. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. Let's see. What else is here being recommended? Infinity Train. Why? Well, that's enough of that. In all seriousness, thank you for the support. Even though I know I am extremely late in posting this. Practically halfway through the year again. Speaking of milestones, though, my friend and buddy from school just crossed? Oh my gosh, my friend just crossed 5,000 subscribers, and he did his special. He specifically talks about horror movies, but if you like what I do, you'll like what he does, 'cause he's funny, so go check that out.